Well, dangerous potholes across Australian roads have left drivers frustrated and fearing for their safety. We asked you at home if potholes are an issue in your area. MP Danny O'Brien sent this photo from South Gippsland. Wow. There's barely a road left.
Here's one from Wagga Wagga. The driver needed a wheel alignment after hitting this one.
And check this one out from Kayla Noon, who says she was close to a foot deep in that pothole, and look at the width of it as well across the road. Incredible.
Glennis Russell says they have a bit of road left in their potholes.
And this is from Joel. Fed up residents in Wallen turning a pothole into a midi garden.
So our next guest was forced to buy a four-wheel drive after hitting a pothole on a highway, saying the roads aren't safe enough for her sedan. Briley Wishart joins us now from Sale in Victoria. G'day, nice to see you, Briley. Tell us what happened that day.
Oh, so we're on our way to the zoo. I work as a disability support worker, and we were going to the zoo for the day and just going along the highway and nowhere I could go, either hit the barrier or hit a truck. And we hit this massive hole and two of my tyres popped instantly.
Wow.
I mean, it's just crazy, Briley. We know how reliant you are on those highways in that area of Victoria. I mean, this is the thing. You can't actually get by without them.
No, and we sat there. I was there for about 4 hours because just waiting for someone to come out and fix my tyre, which they were very busy. And while I was sitting there for hours, it was just car after car, the same thing. And I rang the police eventually because I was that worried that someone was going to have a major accident because it was just car after car. And
yeah, it's terrible. I mean, this is right around the country, and some councils. I'm not going to go on about councils all day.
Please do.
But Department of Transport as well, Department of Transport and Planning. Have you heard from them? Have you laid a compensation claim, and how'd that go?
Yeah, so I put my compensation claim in because I didn't go through my insurance because I thought it was pretty simple. I was on the road with so many other vehicles. I had photos, I had I had everything correct. I'd called the police that day, Vic Roads. Bunyip Tyre Service had been out there a million times for weeks doing the same thing. And I got the most ludicrous response that they had been out within 3 days and checked. And 3 days before that, there was no potholes, so I wasn't eligible for compensation.
And you're calling us...
hopeless.
Yeah, it is hopeless. You're calling us now from what, your new four-wheel drive, is that right? After having to pay for your own repairs on previous cars. I mean, that's where you're at.
Yeah, well, it was... And because I spend a lot of time on the road for work, I just couldn't run the risk of not being able to have a vehicle for the amount of time if I didn't have the money to fix it again. I didn't think that the compensation... I thought it was simple that, my car was damaged by that and it would be just simple, but it's been 12 months of, I reckon I've made 15 calls to them, and I also went to Danny O'Brien, which he helped me out to try and talk to them. I just thought it was absolutely ridiculous. If you can't keep up with keeping them fixed, at least fix the cars that you wreck.
Are you making perfect sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why sense just doesn't work. But I wonder how many other people are out there like that. Look, we have received this from Victorian Department of Transport and Planning, who said they are unable to comment on the outcome of individual claims for compensation. We take our obligations as a responsible road authority seriously, and our claims process is clearly set out under our road management plan. How do you take that?
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's nearly as ridiculous as the response I got off one of them one day. I said, can someone acknowledge that they've actually got my claim? This is after 4 months of trying to get someone to acknowledge it. And she said, oh, sorry, we're too backed up at the moment. We've shut off claims at the moment.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
How often have we heard that, though?
Hey, Briley, we'll follow this up and continue to follow it up. And if anyone else around the country is going through this, let us know on our social media platforms. On a lighter note, I noticed you're a handsome bloke there next to you. He's been described as a bit of a pothole himself over
He was that excited about this morning. I'm waiting to take him to work. He's an apprentice electrician, so...
It's a bit hot in here.
Yeah.
Wind down a window, mate.
Does he want to say anything?
I reckon he does.
Oh, I reckon it's just silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Briley's not the only person that's happened to. It's happened to heaps, and it's just ludicrous.
And they're all learner drivers, and the worry is if one of them was driving, would they know what to do or the response? Because it was like hitting a wall. It was that deep.
Awful. All right, we'll follow this up. We'll let you go with the young fella there as he makes his way. It gets so hot in that car. Big fella.
32 degrees.
Yeah, I've got it at 32.
32, geez, it's cold in Sale, isn't it, at the moment?
Hey, thank
degrees.
you. All right, good on you.
Stay warm and safe.
Breaking news ahead.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my goodness, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
that never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?
Always happens.